Welcome back to thesolution.golf. In this week's video, I'm going to present to you a fundamental that every swing needs in order to perform successfully, and that is going to be aiming. Before I'm going to present to you how to take the aim and how to build your setup after that, I wanted to show you some of the biggest mistakes I see players do when they come on the golf course. Because here we don't have the helping lines of a mat from the driving range, we have to be a bit more careful, and that's why the process is a bit more difficult. So I'm just going to take an alignment stick and I'm going to place it parallel to the ball to target line, and in that way it's going to be a bit easier for you to understand what I mean when I say wrong aiming. So there are two types of players. One, they can aim their club face and then their body is not pointing in the right direction. Or the second one, when the club face is not pointing to the target and the body is pointing in a completely different direction as well. So the first type of players would be they aim the club face pretty good at the target, and then their bodies are either going to be pointing to the right or to the left of the target. Now in this scenario, the swing is not going to be made on a natural path, because how my body is set it up is going to influence the swing plane. So in this case, for example, I'm going to be tempted to swing more outside and across the line, resulting in the ball slicing a lot. The other case is going to be when the body is too closed, and then you're going to be tempted to take the club inside, and then the club head is going to attack the ball from a path which is, let's call it, too much inside, and that can result in hooks. Now let's see the second type of player, that he cannot aim the club face either. So now the possibilities are even bigger. So the body can aim left or right, and the club face can aim as well left or right of the target. And in this case, this is the worst case, because you can make so many compensations in your golf swing, and this might keep you away from shooting lower scores. We know what can go wrong. Now let's see ideally what we would like to do when we take our aiming. So first we need to think about the line between the ball and our target. So in this case I'm going to aim just on the flag. So I'm going to try to place the alignment stick as straight as possible after the ball towards the target. So that would be one line. And now the second one is going to be my body line. So when I take my setup position, I want my body as much as possible to be on a parallel line with the line between the ball and the target. And in that way, I'm gonna first have my feet on the line, then my knees, I know they're gonna be parallel as well, hips and shoulders. And in this way, I know that the club face I can align to the alignment stick, and in this way, the alignment should feel when you're over the ball. Now, by making this setup, you can figure out by yourself where you should look and find the target. I know that it's a line about 20 centimeters in front of my shoulder, and I'm gonna look a bit to the right. There, for me, most of the time I can find my target, and I'll know that I aimed in a correct way. Let's see step by step what we need to do to make sure that we try to get as close as possible to having two parallel lines. I'm gonna go with you through my aiming routine. So what I'm gonna do on the golf course in order to make sure that I try to get as close as possible to those two parallel lines. Firstly, I'm gonna come and stand behind the ball and in line with the target. And in that way, I'm gonna have a look if I can find something which is about 20 centimeters in front of the golf ball. And that is gonna be the point where I'm gonna aim the club face. So in this case, I see that I have a leaf in front of the ball, and when I'm going to take the setup at the ball, I'm going to have to make sure that the club face is going to be pointing towards the middle of that leaf. And in that way, I know that the club face is sorted. I need to make sure that my body lines are going to match the line between the club face and the leaf. So coming here, I'm taking my point. Now I'm coming around, and I'm going to make sure that my body is going to stay open to the target when I'm going to address the club. And that is because we just carry about the club and the target. So I'm going to place the club on the ground, making sure that it's aiming to the middle of the leaf, because I can see very easy now if the club face is pointing too much left of it or too much to the right. So now it's pointing to my leaf, so I know it's pointing to the flag as well. Next, the next step is going to be to bring my feet together, and I'm going to have the ball in the middle of my feet. Next, because I have a foreiron for this shot, I'm going to have to make sure that when I'm opening my feet, I'm going to have the good ball position, so about 4 inches from the lead heel. And now I'm going to take the whole setup, and I'm going to reassure, I'm going to check my line, my feet line, if it's parallel to the line between the ball and the leaf. And then from there, I know that my knees are okay, hips and shoulders are good as well, and the forearms. Let's see if the setup that I just took, it's okay, and I'm gonna have a successful shot to the target. Being able to aim correctly, it's a huge advantage for every shot on a golf course. For example, on the shot that I just demonstrated, the par 3 behind me, the green is elevated, so everywhere around the green, it's a difficult up and down shot, and I also have a bunker to the right. So if the aiming is not good, for sure the ball is gonna land and stop in a place where it's gonna challenge my short game. If you enjoyed the video, let us know in the comment box below, give us a like, share the video with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time at thesolution.golf.